This Republican tax bill will make it even worse. Under this plan, and listen to this, this is from the nonpartisan CBO. Under this bill, people who make more than $5 million a year will get an extra $100,000 plus on their income every year. But a middle-class household, if your family makes $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, you will see on average $45 a year. So we're giving millionaires over $100,000 a year more money. The middle class gets $45 on average. How is that fair? And if you are a family that's trying to work your way into the middle class, you're making $30,000, $40,000, according to the CBO, you will lose more than $1,000 a year once the cuts to Medicaid and SNAP are factored in. So this Republican tax bill is literally taking thousands of dollars per family from working people and transferring it to the super rich. My First Amendment will reverse this. Under my amendment, families who earn less than $500,000 a year, the majority of Americans, most Americans, will get a tax break. We would lower your tax bracket 2%. If you're at 22%, we make it 20. If you're at 12%, we make it 10. And we would pay for it by adopting Donald Trump's suggestion to put a new tax bracket for people making more than $2.5 million a year at the 39.6% tax level. This is a matter of basic fairness. Let's ask the people making millions of dollars a year to pay their fair share so that the middle class can get a tax break. And I find it very interesting that my Republican colleagues can't summon the courage to stand up to Donald Trump on almost anything. When Donald Trump says, oh no, I really won the 2020 election, we should overturn the election results, over 100 of our Republican colleagues said, yes, sir, we'll try to overturn the election for you. When he enacted these massive tariffs, which are a huge tax on the middle class, our Republican colleagues were either silent or submissive. When he cozies up to dictators like Vladimir Putin and throws our allies under the bus, crickets from our Republican colleagues. But when he suggested, hey, let's increase taxes on the millionaires to help pay for this bill, well, that was too much for our Republican colleagues. That was the first time that they said, oh no, Mr. President, you've gone too far. Really? So look, I'm going to agree with the president on this one. Let's put that tax bracket, that higher tax bracket on people making more than $2.5 million a year, and instead give real tax relief to the middle class. My second amendment addresses another unfairness in this bill. Understand this. This bill is an across-the-board cut to SNAP benefits, to food aid. Our Republican colleagues like to say it's just waste and fraud, or it's just going after people who are bilking the system. False. There is a 5% cut across the board for every state, regardless of error rate. My second amendment would eliminate that across-the-board 5% cut for every state and pay for that by eliminating the provision that gives an exemption on inheritances over up to $30 million on the inheritance tax. How about, instead of cutting food for hungry families, for working people, we say to the children of millionaires, you know what? You don't need a tax exemption up to $30 million of your inheritance. Let's go back to the $5 million exemption that existed before 2016. We'll let those children of millionaires still get the $5 million tax-free inheritance that they used to get, but not 30. Instead, we're going to feed hungry families by canceling these SNAP cuts. I urge adoption of these amendments to make this a fairer bill, and I yield back.
Thank you very much. Mr. Garamendi, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You've heard hours and hours of amendments, all of which in one way or another would improve a terrible piece of legislation. It's been said by others way back when I was in the California legislature, if it's a bad piece of legislation, don't amend it, just kill it. This bill deserves to be killed. You are operating under the direction of President Trump, and in that